Hey guys, it's Gothortho here. So today's the 8th of March 2011 and today Jake's released an update called Artisan's Workshop. So this is it, this is where I am actually currently, and yeah, it's in the southeast corner of Falador City. And yeah, since I've been here I've been doing a couple of activities, mostly making burial armor and then also making ceremonial weapons. And I've also been doing some of the diversions that you can do here. In fact, I'm about to do one. There's a burst pipe there, so I'm going to go and fix that. That will get me a little bit of smithing experience, but more importantly for myself, it will give me a bit of respect from the dwarves, which ultimately I'll be able to spend on getting the royal cannon. So yeah, in terms of burial armor, it's actually quite simple. So the first thing you need to know is that you need to bring ores, and plenty of them. You're going to need iron ores, addy ores, mithril ores, rune ores and coal. One of those and coal basically. And you can store them in the workshop, so you can store 4k iron or 4k rune or something like that. And then you can also store up to 8k coal. In fact, there's a second diversion that I'm now going to do. Sometimes these armor sets come to life and you can kill them. And that gives you, again, respect, so that's why I certainly want to be killing them every time they come to life. But yeah, talking about ores, so yeah, you need to bring ores with you, 4k iron or rune or something like that, and then you can store up to 8k coal here. So you store them in this central machine here, and this machine is actually split up into two parts. So we're going to be using the eastern part of the machine, which is basically this part here. So if we actually withdraw ingots, I've already placed my ores inside, as you'll be able to see when I withdraw ingots. One thing that's nice about this is you don't have to smelt your ores are already smelted into ingots, you just have to retrieve the ingots. So at the bottom it tells me how many ores I've currently got in the machine. I just happen to have exactly 3,000, that is actually quite fluky, because I started with 4,000. And coal, again, I think I've used nearly 12,000, no sorry not 12,000, 1,200. No, sorry. Yeah, I have. I've used 12,000 coal so far, and I've got 4,300 left. So what I've been doing is I've been making level 3 adamant ingots. You can make level 1 and 2. Obviously, they cost less resources. They probably give less experience, but I don't know if it's worth doing one or the other. Obviously they give less experience, but I don't know if it's worth making a level 3 as opposed to level 1 in terms of money versus experience. But I'm going to be making level 3 anyway, and that's what I have been doing. So yeah, it's a very nice system. You get your ingots straight away. You can store tons of ore here, and you can get to work as soon as possible. Like I was saying, the machine is split into two areas. So the east part of the machine, that was level 1 to 3 ingots as I showed you. If I quickly go to the west side of the machine though, you'll see that it's just slightly different in that you've only got level 4 option, and that's basically for making ceremonial swords with. That's the only reason you need level 4 ingots. So to make burial armor, all you have to do is get level 3, well level 1, 2 or 3 ingots of any material you want, and make whatever you want. Now for me, I'm just interested in respect. So it doesn't matter what I make, so I'm just making anything. But people who are interested in getting the most experience out of this, you need to look at the top bar here. So it says current instructions, boots. That means that right now this guy is telling you how to make boots, he's like teaching you. And so if you're making boots while he's talking about making boots, then you get an additional 10% experience. That can increase to 15% if you spend your respect points on rewards that can increase the amount of experience bonus you get. So it's really that simple to make burial armor. You just either make what he wants you to make for extra experience, or make what you make. You don't have to make sets, just make whatever you want to make. So right now I'm just doing chest plates, and then as soon as I'm done, so let's say I am done, I just put them down this hole and that's it, they're gone, and I get respect. So obviously as you're smithing them you get experience, and then when you put them down the chute you get respect. It takes like 4 hammer strikes to actually make one item, and all the items only take 1 ingot, so don't have to worry about chestplate taking 5 ingots or anything like that. All the items take 1 ingot. So yeah, to the north and also to the south side, so north-south, you can make ceremonial swords. There's also more activities down in the basement, but I haven't done any of them. So talking about ceremonial swords, now actually talking about this firstly, burial armor again. I'm currently using the golden hammer. You can use your golden hammer when you're making burial armor. For some reason, you cannot use it while making a ceremonial sword. You need to get a normal hammer. You can get a hammer here straight away, and you'll also need to pick up a pair of tongs, which again you can get on the workbench. It's right by the entrance. And then I'm going to go on to the west side of the machine, like I was saying, to get a level 4 ingot. It has to be a level 4 ingot. In fact, let me put these level 3 ingots back. So all you have to do is click on the ingot and then click on the machine. They'll all go in. They all turn back into ores. So if you don't want to use the ingots and you want the ores back, you can reverse it. So let me withdraw an ingot. So I only want one. Now the thing with this is, with the ingot, you have to put it into the furnace and it becomes heated. And I don't know if there's a way to unheat it. Obviously, first thing that comes to mind is you put it in a bucket of water or something. I don't know if it'll work that way. But basically, once the bar is heated, you won't be able to put it back in the machine. So that's why I'm only going to be making one. Also, it's extremely expensive. In fact, let me quickly show you. So the level 4 Addy ingot will cost 25 Addy ores and 150 coal. So just showing you this is costing me tons. So once you've got everything you need, so you need level 4 ingot, you need tongs, and you need a normal hammer, then speak to Abdul or Edgel, if you're on the north side, doesn't really matter, and ask to get plans. So I'll get my plans now. You should detect automatically that I'm using an adamant ingot, so it'll give me an adamant sword design. So I'm going to use my bar with the furnace. You can actually just click on the furnace automatically, it'll do it for you. As you can see, it's changed now. The actual graphics, and then also it says adamant ingot heated. So that's what I mean. You cannot return that back to the machine now. You're stuck with that item. There might be a way to cool it down. I just haven't looked into it. So now you've got to click on the anvil twice. The first time you click it, it'll take the bar and the plan, which will now happen. There you go. And then the second time you click it, you'll go into the new interface. In this interface, you've got 4 parts to it. You've got the actual plan. That's the blade that you want to make. Then you've got your own sheet of metal. That's what you want to turn into that blade. Then you've got how many turns you've got. You've basically got 38 turns until it stops being heated and it becomes solid. And then you've got choices on how hard you want to hit it. The harder you hit it, the more of an indentation you make. So you'll notice the numbers 6, 6, 5, 5 and everything like that. And then you'll notice numbers on your sheet of metal 0. The harder you hit it, the higher the number will become. It can be random though. It can be random. It will be random. If you hit it carefully, it will use 2 cooldown points. If you use soft, medium or hard, it will only use 1 cooldown point. So obviously if you stick to these 3, you'll have more turns altogether. The reason you might want to use careful for 2 cooldown points though is because careful is guaranteed to make 1 indentation. So it's guaranteed to make that 0 into a 1. However, soft, medium and hard, soft will give you 0 to 2 indentations, medium will give you 0 to 3 indentations, and hard will give you 0 to 5 indentations. So they all vary and you don't know what you're going to get. So if you want to be sure about what you're going to get, then you go for careful. If not, you go for one of these 3 options. And ultimately, you have to use one of these 3 options if you're going to complete the sword design with the amount of turns that you have. So let's start with the tip, because you can't get the tip wrong at the start, because obviously you can't reach 8 if it's got 0 to 5 range. You've got at least have to hit the tip twice. Anyway, I'm actually going to stop commentating over this video now. I'm going to quickly try and do this, and you'll get to see the sped up video footage. Okay, unfortunately it did break, but I'm sure you saw the idea. You need to get as close as possible to the numbers in the plan. You can go over it. Very rarely will you get an exact copy of the blade that you're supposed to make. When you do finish, you'll be able to right click on Abdul and you'll be able to click check percentage or something like that, and it will tell you what percentage you managed to get in terms of getting it close to the original plans. Either way, you'll get experience for it, you'll get respect for it, and by getting 100% you don't get anything special, you just get slightly more experience. You can own the weapon if you do get a perfect, but only if you buy the reward that allows you to keep it. So there is a reward that you can buy with your respect points. There are 5 plans for 5 different types of swords you can make, and when you do make a perfect sword with those plans, then you can keep the sword. But until you have that reward, you don't get anything. So yeah, to get to the reward section, just go down the basement like I just did. I can go back up, climb up the tunnel. But you'll see this guy here called Elof, Elof rather, and then if you just right click and click rewards, you'll see what your current respect is. 28% for me, and that's what I'm going for, 100% for Royal Cannon. And then, like I was saying about the ceremonial swords, if you want to keep it, first you have to make it perfect, but you also have to own the plan for it. And here are the plans: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You've got 5 different plans. And then obviously the material of the sword depends on whatever you decide to use. So yeah, that's it. That's my video. So if you want to get decent smith experience, this is definitely the way to go. If you're making burial armor, it's definitely great experience. It's AFKable. If you have if you have clay tools, you will get double experience. And yeah, it's just basically a great way to get experience and to get fantastic, experience for little effort. In terms of ceremonial sword, I guess it's fun of doing it a few times, but I don't think it's great overall in terms of experience and everything, and time and effort, and the fact that you could just fail completely and get nothing. And then obviously there's the diversions, and those are useful for getting respect points, so make sure you do those whenever possible. And then there are a couple of other activities, but I believe they are for much lower levels, so that's why they're not in this video. But thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.